This episode is made possible by Shin Yung Performing Arts. Experience the beauty of ancient China before communism. Recently, there was a mayoral debate here in Los Angeles. There were 5 major candidates.
We have Joe Buscaino, who is a LA City Councilman and former LAPD officer. Next, we have Kevin De Leon, who's also a member of the LA City Council and former President of the Senate, pro tem of the State Senate. We have Karen Bass, a Congresswoman who represents the 37th District and former Speaker of the California Assembly. We have Rick Caruso, who is the developer of numerous properties, including the Grove, and former President of LA's Police Commission. And finally, we have Mike Feuer, who is City Attorney and former member of the LA City Council.
Only one, Rick Caruso, is quasi-conservative. All his life, he's been a registered Republican and then independent. And then right before he decided to run for mayor, he decided he was a Democrat.
Rick Caruso's plan to tackle the homelessness crisis. Caruso will start by declaring a state of emergency on day 1, conduct a top-to-bottom audit and cancel wasteful projects, hire 500 new sanitation workers to clean up our streets. Caruso will dramatically increase mental health and addiction services and convert vacant properties into affordable housing. No more excuses, no more wasting time. Rick Caruso can clean up LA.
Now, a left-wing columnist for the LA Times named Steve Lopez assembled 5 people to watch the debate, and they all trashed Rick Caruso. In particular, they trashed him because of what he said about crime.
And to you, Mr. Caruso, you also want to increase the size of the force, but to a larger size. What is behind that number, and how would you propose paying for such a massive expansion of the city's payroll?
So right now we have some of the worst crime we've had in the history of Los Angeles, and at the same time we have some of the worst crime and the most violent crime. We're 500 officers short, thanks to our career politicians, right? So you're going in different directions, and the arrest rate is down 25%, which means officers are not engaging. You have to change morale, you have to do the reforms, you have to re-engage the community. City of Los Angeles has a budget of $11 billion. I guarantee you, I'm used to managing budgets. I'm an executive, I'm a manager. That's the difference between me and other people that are running for office. The money is there to support the additional officers. And I also stand with our President, Joe Biden, who said, let's fund the police. There will be adequate funding coming out of the federal government, adequate funding coming out of the state government. There are more resources in terms of funds in the United States today than any time in history. But you can't put a dollar value on saving a life. I'm talking to families at St. Lawrence down in Watts. They're scared to have their kids go outside. That's just not right.
Thank you.
And one of the 5 watching the debate said, crime is caused by poverty. What? No, it is the other way around. Crime causes poverty.
Today, the average American in poverty has more space per person than the average European. Not the average poor European, the average European, period. And so all those things by which we've spoken of poverty in the past, those things have long since gone. But the other part of this story is that doesn't mean they've got it made. On the contrary, they have catastrophic problems because the same mindset that has created the welfare state, the same non-judgmental philosophy, has also led to a great deal of leniency toward criminals. And so you have runaway crime and people are living in fear.
Before we move on, let me share with you something incredible. And that's our sponsor for today's episode, Shin Yung Performing Arts. I'm telling you, this is one of those shows that you just have to see at least once in your life. These guys portraying Chinese culture like you've never seen before. The story, the dance, the color, the music, everything is just sheer spectacular. And they pride themselves on showing you China before communism.
I feel better about the world. I feel uplifted.
It touches you. It really does.
The expertise of the dancers was really, really strong.
To know that it was live music was really fantastic.
We didn't want to miss this.
Make sure you see it.
Have to come. Life-changing.
I'm so happy to have teamed up with Shin Yung Performing Arts to offer waived booking fee on tickets to all Shin Yung shows, especially for our viewers. They'll be in the greater LA area from April 28th to May 29th. And they're touring all across the country, so if you search on their website, you'll find a show near where you live. So click on the link below to learn more. This is an article from Psychology Today, not Fox News, not Breitbart, not the Daily Wire, Psychology Today. It's called Crime Causes Poverty by Stanton E. Samanow. Social scientists and public officials have long identified poverty as a root cause of crime, or at least as a significant risk factor. It says that during the 1960s, Attorney General Ramsey Clark emphasized that the United States government needed to combat crime by improving the deplorable conditions under which impoverished people were living. What may not be apparent is that crime causes poverty. Consider the costs of establishing and operating a small business in a rundown inner city neighborhood. An entrepreneur saves for years and finally amasses funds sufficient to establish a hair salon. She is paid for schooling to learn the skills to become a beautician, and she has honed them working for other people. Now she can rent space, purchase supplies, and a stylish chair or two, and begin fixing women's hair in her own shop. By careful management of her finances, she is able to invest additional sums in her business and expand the services she offers. A break-in and robbery occur, setting her back enormously.
Empty shoe racks, livelihood, something that the youth created.
Something Jaron Thornhill and these teens work for every day. The store, a part of their heart and soul.
About 120 plus shoes, classic shoes, new shoes, used shoes, shoes we customize, shoes worth a lot of money.
We're talking $50,000 worth of inventory stolen, caught on camera.
Why this store? Why us?
KJ Farmer is one of the teen owners. He found the damage.
We just got robbed. Took everything.
A broken door, empty racks, and a mess in their new store.
We're trying to bless more people. It's coming up towards the holidays, giving shoes out and things of that nature. So they're really taking away from the people in the community. So it's bigger than us. It's not a monetary value. They took our dignity. They took the hard work, the countless hours we can't get back, the effort.
If they would have known that one pair is a chance, we provide that chance for everybody. They could have just came and asked us, for opportunity, for some shoes, for some clothes.
While awaiting costly repairs, she loses revenue and customers every day. She has to spend additional sums to tighten security. Having had a small profit margin as she struggled to maintain her salon, she now slides into the red or may not be able to reopen at all, and thus losing the source of her livelihood, end of quote. Well, that's all for today's Larry Elder on YouTube. We're now showing a shorter version of our show on YouTube. That's after being censored and demonetized for a whole year. Full episode can be watched on our website, epictv.com/Larry Elder. That's epictv.com/Larry Elder. You can also find out where to watch our show live on cable in your city at ntd.com/TV. All the links are in the description down below.